Welcome back to New Amsterdam Radio, the podcast for thinkers, doers, and creatives. It is I, the mayor, Flobo Boys, in the mayor's office, but I'm not alone. I'm chatting with the CEO, someone who's making it happen in the cosmetic space, and also is teaching us how to make ourselves look that much better. Please welcome Ginger King to the show. How's it going?
Good. Thank you for having me.
I don't know. Thanks for being on the show. And you're on the East Coast currently.
Yes, New Jersey.
Okay, I'm originally from Brooklyn. This was kind of cool to see that East Coast love. So walk me through this. You are a CEO. That's table stakes. But how do you describe your empire to someone who may not know what your whole domain is?
Sure. My job is to help beauty entrepreneurs to build their own beauty brand from concept to launch, including formulation. So, if you want to have your own beauty business, I'm the person to talk to because I am a cosmetic chemist and I have also been in every single aspect of beauty from retail to manufacturing, product development, even raw material sales. I have the full 360 of experience in beauty space.
For someone who may not know, me, what does it mean to be a cosmetic chemist?
A cosmetic is someone who help who make the products for you. For example, I'm sure you use some sort of creams or lotions.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
and cosmetic chemists make that formula for you. And
Oh, okay.
there are so many different types of creams and lotions on the market. So cosmetic chemists will decide what would be the best ingredients to formulate for your specific concerns. And we have to make sure the products are efficacious. We have to make sure the product can have at least 2 years of shelf life and at least 6 months after opening.
Yeah, yeah. So if I have an idea for a cosmetic brand, what has been traditional barriers? If I don't call you up and I decide, no, I can do this myself, what would be some pitfalls that people don't think about?
The pitfalls are plenty. I usually don't recommend people to do DIY. I know a lot of people think they can just whip up something at home. But first of all, it may not be reproducible because a lot of people, if they do kitchen science, they do one scoop of this, one teaspoon of that, which
Right.
is not scientific at all because your formula needs to be added up to 100%. And because the biggest challenge is growing molds and bacteria, because you probably don't know what preservatives to use. And also, even if you put preservatives in the product, does not guarantee your product will not grow bugs. The
Yeah.
reason is there are so many different types of preservatives. Is each different type needs a specific system to go with it, depending on the pH, depending on the moisture content. So you really, really need a cosmetic chemist to help you to develop a safe product.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. You want to make sure you don't like hurt people that you're trying to beautify. When someone has an idea and you work with them and they create and launch a brand, I mean, I feel like again, this is something from the outside because I guess the brands I know when I was a kid are still around. So I just pick the things I want. But what's the challenge of launching a new brand in a space where there is brand loyalty, where people say, look, I don't want to cross over, try new things.
Yes, it's very competitive. So whatever you come up with, you must to have a point of differentiation. You must have the why people should buy your product. And that's where I start. I mentioned I do from concept to launch. From the concept standpoint, I will actually help you to craft your unique selling proposition. I want to understand why you want to launch this beauty business because you can be a consumer. You don't have to own a brand. But if you want to own a brand, you must have a very strong why you are doing this. Because for two reasons, the why is gonna propel you to go forward. Even if you have obstacles, your why is gonna be your guiding star for let you keep going. And also your why can determine what kind of products you should be making, what kind of technologies I should gather for you. For
Mhm.
example, if you are a vegan person or if you like a specific area in France or something. So I probably will gather ingredients from France that suit for your brand DNA.
Hmm. That's good to know. Let's talk about your beauty brand, right? Grace Kingdom Beauty. You decided to actually lean into your own platform as well. I mean, what was the cause behind that? When did you say, you know what, I'm going to slice out a little bit of a lane for myself to really show people it can be done?
Okay, so Grace Kingdom Beauty is a consulting company where I do help people as a service. But in 2020, I launched my own brand, FanLoveBeauty. The reason is a lot of people ask me, so what I do after you help me to launch the brand? Can you also help me after launch? Because actually launching a brand is not as difficult as after launch,
Right,
because you need to have a lot of marketing support. You need to
right.
know what to do. So I decided to use myself as a case study to walk
Yeah.
the talk. So I launched my own brand in 2020. It's called Fan Love Beauty. It was actually inspired by my quote unquote celebrity crush and personal mentor, who is Shark Tank's Damon John.
Okay. So you met Damon John. How's he in real life? Is he as cool as he is on TV or?
So good. He is the best person on earth. I'm seriously like fan love forever. I mean, I know him from Shark Tank on TV set. I started knowing him by live tweeting with him.
Yeah.
And then it's like every event he has, I just show up. So we actually become good friends. It's been
Yeah.
over 10 years.
That's great, man. I wish I had friends. No, I'm just kidding. So let's talk about Fan Love Beauty then, because I'm
Sure.
on the site right now. I'm looking at it, and we're just talking about differentiating factors. But I didn't realize this, and this is someone who, in my case, I do 7 podcasts. I'm talking. I'm doing esports commentary. I'm using my voice all the time. That you have products specifically tailored to those that work in entertainment. Never saw it before. What was that like to find that lane, that niche for your product line?
So as mentioned before, lip balm, people can think it's 99 cents. You can get the lip balm, or you can get as high as $20 for a lip balm. So why would people want to buy my lip balm? I'll tell you the story behind it. So the inspiration came when I was with Damon at one of his events. And he took out a lip balm in front of me and used. I was like, Damon, if it's something that's so close to you, that's in your pocket, on your lips, it has to be mine. And you also look at the lip balm landscape. I guarantee you, this is a challenge for every listeners on the podcast. If you take out your current lip balms, I guarantee you, you're gonna find out either petrolatum or lanolin or beeswax, or all of the three above. What are the issues with those? Petrolatum, unless it's USP grade, it can have it can be have impurity, cause cancer because it's from petroleum. It belongs to the gas station, not on your lips.
Mhm.
Okay, but bigger companies they do use USP grade, but still it's only a layer. It doesn't really moisturize your lips. Lanolin is from the wool grease, which long-term use can give you a allergic reaction to it. Now people say I use beeswax. It's natural. Think again. Where do you get natural beeswax? You get it from the beehives where bees lives. How do you like your house to be messed up by human vanity? So it's not considered cruelty free. And this is the
Oh, right.
reason why my brand is vegan because I don't use beeswax. Another very important thing is lip balm is the only beauty product that could be ingested. And men or women, even kids use lip balms. So the choice of lip balm is very critical. And Damon John, he had health issue before. He had cancer. He's now okay. So I care for his health. I want him to use the very best lip balm. And because he is a public speaker, he actually gives talks 300 out of 365 days a year. And when you are a speaker, even if you're a professional speaker, people can still get stage fright.
Hmm.
You can get nervous. And if you just keep drinking water, and all it does is sending you to the bathroom, which you don't even have time, right?
Right. It's true.
So I thought, well, this is a perfect example for niching down a very mass market product to a specific audience. So it's for speakers and people who talk a lot because if we talk a lot, we have drier lips than usual because of the frequencies of your lips.
Yes, that's true. That is exactly the sound I make when I talk.
Yeah.
And it's funny you mentioned that because I actually have a lip balm here. I'm not going to say it for the audio version, but I'm going to show it for the video version here. So I actually looked up the ingredients, and beeswax is one of them, and so that was interesting. I was like, oh, I had no idea. I didn't even thought about that, the cruelty aspect of it, or the cruelty free aspect of it, man. And so, how's been the reception? Is anyone what people are saying when they actually have sampled some of your products?
They love it, and especially as on the marketing side, I said it. Use it on your dry lips, or before your meetings, your interviews, your before your pitch competitions. I have people won their pitch competition, actually, including me,
Yeah,
and I have people won their interviews. So it's a boost of confidence because it's a lip balm developed for a shark, so you can talk like a shark.
right, right. And you have more products on the way too. I see, so there's eye serums and all
There
that. So
is no
basically,
eye
catering.
serum. Yes.
Yeah,
So I cannot really build a brand with one product because
absolutely.
retailers will not take me seriously. So I kind of expand this to a brand for entrepreneurs by entrepreneur, like Damon's for us by us Fubu.
Yeah, yeah.
So yeah. So this is a give back beauty brand. I create beauty products for people who inspire, educate, or entertain the society. I know there are celebrities brands out there, but we all know celebrities have their other means of getting beautiful.
Right.
But what I'm doing is give back to those who really have like an impact to the society as a dedication. And I also encourage people to co-develop beauty products with me. For
Hmm.
example, if you have a specific mentor of the group of people that who have been inspiring you, we can do a project together. For example, right now I'm doing a project for editors because editors they also show their hands a lot, introducing beauty product to people. They also type a lot for stories. They're educating people.
Right.
So that's the type of audience I'm looking after.
Oh, good to know. Good to know indeed. And so, when you are the lead creative and business person of a brand, how do you like mitigate the responsibility? How much trust you put in your team? How much do you verify? What's been your balance on top of that hill?
I still pretty much a control freak because I have to. I do have people helping me, but they will be doing like projects that I don't really have to look over, more of a routine work. Be the one doing all the creatives.
Okay, yeah. And I also see that a lot of times people have the products available, and there's also a content play on the side of that. I mean, you actually have an ebook that that really relies on your expertise, how to start your own cosmetic line, and you also have some tutorials of skincare on social media. So when you have your product available in stores, how do you approach your social media strategy? How do you propose your brand rollout to get people interested in yourself or your company or your brands?
It's by a lot of contacting people, contacting editors, contacting like getting known, right? Talking on the podcast, so people don't know you, people will now find you and be interested. So getting known is actually the step number one.
Hmm. I'm looking over here at Instagram at the Beauty Shark Ginger, and there are some dope tutorials, daily facials, if you will, and you can learn a lot about how to make sure you keep care of your face. What was that first day like? Were you deciding, hey, look, I gotta put myself on face of the brand to show that it works? Were you thinking about models and actresses? Like, what made you decide to say, hey, look, I'm doing the personal approach to show you that I am an advocate for my own products?
I think it's very important for anyone who want to succeed. You need to be advocate for your own products.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I mean, if you don't even believe in your product, how can you ask other people to believe in you, right?
Right, right. Yeah. Good
Yeah,
point.
that's step number one. You have to first believe and love yourself.
Well, that's good. That's advice for life. Believe and love yourself.
Yeah.
So let's take a step back. Let's think about Ginger the person, right? You are totally successful. You launched the brand, but at what point did you decide this is something you wanted to do? I mean, you could have been an accountant. You could have been a rocket scientist. You could have been a break dancer. What made you decide? Look, this is my path. This is my passion.
Oh, I actually knew this very, very early on. I grew up in beauty. My mom was the first woman brought Shiseido boutique from Japan to Taiwan. So I was watching her since I was 3 or 4 years old. But I never realized that's deeply rooted to me until I came to America. I came to America when I was 16.
Hmm.
And at the time, I was very fascinated by makeup because there was one instance that I went to a restaurant one day and without makeup, and people kind of ignore me. And the next day, the very same waiter treated me like a VIP. I was like, wow, he couldn't recognize me because of the makeup. I
Yeah.
was like, wow, that's the power of makeup. And I wanted to become a makeup artist then, and I was in high school. So I applied for cosmetology school. However, because I'm Asian, they expect me to get a PhD, if not a
Oh,
master's degree at the very least.
yeah.
So when the cosmetology school called me, they actually told them there's no such person. They hang up the phone, my family.
Whoa.
So I was like, okay, if I cannot do that, I still want to do something with cosmetics. Why don't I become a chemist? Because chemists are the one who makes the cosmetics. And I actually can impact people more because I can create better cosmetics out there. So that's how I become a cosmetic chemist. So that's ever since I was 16, I have never changed. Now, my first position in corporate wasn't really in cosmetics. It was with Dole Food Company, that is the pineapple company,
Hmm.
because that was the only company that I can find in San Jose, California. So what I did was I worked for that company during the day, but I moonlighted at Estee Lauder counter during nights and weekend to do
Wow.
makeup.
Yeah.
So I kept my passion. And also because of that experience, helped solve a problem at Dole Foods. Because at the time, there was this thing called pink disease, meaning all the pineapples, they turn, they turn dark. And all
Hmm.
the scientists, they couldn't figure out why. And at the same time, Estee Lauder was launching the self-tanner lotion. So I was like, maybe it's like self-tanner. So I bought the bottle of the self-tanner. I used HPLC to analyze compared to the pineapple. And guess what? It is. It's
Yeah.
the same reaction. So I was even able to use my passion to solve a problem.
Wait, if you were working days and nights, where'd you find the time to experiment this? Like, are you like Batman? Do you not sleep at night?
Well, if you love what you are doing, I mean, time isn't an issue. It's just like, right? If you love it,
Right, right.
you're not watching your clock when you do whatever you are loving.
Yeah, absolutely. Was there any pressure though to stay at Dole? Was there any pressure to say, "Hey, look, beauty is great, but is that a good job to stay there, work that ladder?" Or
No, because I know going in, I want to be a cosmetic chemist. But that was the first job I could find after college.
yeah.
So, and then I was doing okay. The dough job. The reason why I took it was because it's to analyze vitamin C content in juices and lettuce. That's the closest I can get closely to cosmetics.
Oh yeah, that does matter for sure.
Yeah,
What,
but it's
what,
not enough for me. So I actually I worked there for about a year and a half, and I just like drove down to Los Angeles from San Jose. It's about 6 hour drive, and then I start cold turkey knocking on every cosmetic company's door, saying I want to be a cosmetic chemist. Hire me, and I landed a job that way.
oh, so that actually works. I had
That
no idea
actually
that.
worked.
No
Yes.
one said security, come get this woman. And no,
No.
what are you doing here? Uh, so that's cool. So understanding working as a cosmetic chemist, but then working under your own brand are two different things. So at what point did you go, you know what, this is great for you guys, but I'm looking out for Ginger, baby?
Yeah, so at what point? Because then, so I work at retail at Estee Lauder, and I work at contract manufacturer in Los Angeles. I work with a couple of brands, and then Avon in New York moved me to New York, and then I got my MBA. I work in a marketing company for skincare, and then I was like, I keep have people asking me for advice, so I might as well start my own.
Hmm.
So that's how it started about 9 years ago.
Did you see that coming, or is it something that kind of fell into? Is it something like,
I
oh, I'm
kind
gonna
of fell into that. Well, I always wanted my own brand too. So
sure?
at the time, I actually partnered with one of my clients when I was doing cosmetic raw material sales. And that partnership didn't last too long, about 2 years. But then
Uh-huh.
ever since that, I just stopped focusing on consulting. until like in 2020, I started my own line again.
And so as it is right now, I know there's a lot of successes already to your tally, but anything you want to accomplish as far as yourself and the brand of the next year and a half or so?
Of course, I will actually working on new products. I would like to launch my target retailers will be like Nordstrom's, Ulta,
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
so I can expand to more reach. Right now, I am in beauty collections in California, all three stores. I'm in Allure store and Flying Solo in New York City, and then online. And I want to have even more reach because only if people purchase your product, they can appreciate your value. I'm not asking people, buy, 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 but you cannot experience the value without trying it, right?
That's true.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
and also I do donate 1% of the proceeds to Suicide Prevention Foundation
Oh
because
wow.
social cause is very important. My beauty brand is for entrepreneurs, and entrepreneurs is a roller coaster. You can have your highs and lows, and it's very lonely because not too many people, especially your families, probably don't understand why can't you get a regular 9 to 5 corporate job, right?
Right, right.
So it's entrepreneurs are very easily to go down the road of suicide. And I donate to suicide prevention is because I want to raise the awareness because if people can stay longer, they have more impact to the society.
It's a good point you mentioned about mental health. And let me ask you, what happens when days get too strong, too long? What do you do to refill the cup to re-energize?
I go for a massage, a full body massage.
Okay.
Yeah, and
Nothing
do
wrong with
some
that.
facials. Yeah, self care.
Yeah. They make me more anxious, but to each his own. Wait, how much? No, I'm just kidding. What does a day off look like? Do you believe in day offs, or you work every day
No, I work every day.
and you love it? I guess.
I love it. Yes, I mean we all have the same 24 hours, and why do some people achieve more than you do? Because they don't take time off.
Hmm. That's good to know. And so, when you have like a free night, though, what do you go out to shows? Do you stay in? Like, what kind of person are you when you're stop working for the day?
When I start working for the day, I go for my retail therapy. I shop in the mall.
Oh, where do you go? Where you shop?
I just shop in the mall. I mean, even window shopping is fine. I mean,
Yeah.
check out all the cosmetic contests to see what's new out there. It's still working.
You know what? I'm about that life too. It's kind of a weird story of mine. If those listen to the show, bear with me because you don't believe this. When I was a kid, my mom did Mary Kay, and so I used to go with her to different houses, and because they had like the whole party set up, and so I would like look at foundations and look at new shades, and so me in my mid 30s, I look going to like Sephora, being like, oh, I guess they're bringing back Tawny Roses season. I'm just so weird. Such a weird thing. So where has this brand brought you? Have you done state by state appearances? Are you looking for a national rollout? Are you doing focusing more on the internet sales? Where does it stand for your love beauty, FanLoveBeauty?
I do want national rollouts. Well, I started in not the best timing when everything's shut down, right? But
Yeah.
things kind of opening up, so I do have to beef up my efforts to be out there more. Yeah,
Absolutely. It's kind of the thing where it's like, what are the rules, right? Every state's different. It's kind of a thing, but now hopefully we get back to being normal.
yeah.
So the average listener of this podcast is actually contemplating starting their own business or their own creative endeavor or pursuit, and most of our listeners are women, and it has its own set of challenges. Did you have any like experiences or any kind of like advice for those who are maybe contemplating jumping off and starting their own brand, launching their own products, following their own passion?
Absolutely do it. Because if you don't do it, you'll regret. I mean, even if you do it and you fail, at least you know you have done it. You tried. You gave your best. So I would say take affordable step. It's hard to start a business and it does require investment, the capitals. But guess what? You are investing in yourself and you are worth it.
There you have it, Ginger King. Thanks so much for being on the show. I'm sure people are gonna come seek you after listening to this. How to go about doing that? How can they connect with you online?
They can connect me with my Instagram, the Beauty Shark Ginger. It's probably the easiest, and feel free to DM me.
Very nice. And not to forget fanlovebeauty.com. Make sure you check out those products there as well. I might get a couple after this, actually. I do talk a lot. Now that you mention it, I sure do. Thanks so much for being on the show. Let me know how I can help you and your brand. New Amsterdam Radio. This is the podcast for creative.
Thank you.